Hey everyone, Maestro here. I am the football enthusiast. So, this is once again the weekly roundup. It's the series where, if you don't know, I kind of go through the weekly headlines in football, specifically European football, sometimes international. Uh, and I kind of just give my thoughts on each and every headline. And I don't talk about each and every single one, just the ones I thought were noteworthy and ones that I wanted to talk about for today. So, it's April 10th right now. And let's get started. So, first, I thought we could start in Spain. Uh, Midweek, Wednesday, 5th April. Copa del Rey, second leg. Copa del Rey it's essentially the FA Cup of the Premiership. There isn't much weight carried on it. It's a trophy, it's nice, but more weight is carried on when it's an El Clasico, and this was. It's a second leg. If you aren't aware, the first leg was at the Bernabeu and it ended 1-0 to Barcelona. You're thinking they're in prime position. And then what we see is a thrashing. 4-0 Real Madrid. I did not see this coming at all, I have to say. And real quick, just want to note this out. Kind of interesting. I don't think in my entire lifetime I've ever seen Barcelona get thrashed by Real Madrid. And it's kind of weird. There are so many freak results in this fixture, but it's usually Barcelona thrashing Real Madrid. I've seen plenty of 5-0s, a number of 4-0s. That's 6-2 in the Champions League, etc. And it's just, I thought it was kind of weird and kind of noteworthy to point out. I don't think I've ever seen Real Madrid thrash Barcelona till Wednesday. But it is what it is. They got thrashed. And essentially they're out Barcelona of the Copa del Rey. And they can only fight for the La Liga right now. And Real Madrid are going to be facing Osasuna in their final. And we all know that they are in the Champions League quarterfinals. So just kind of want to also talk about Barcelona and their season right now. So Xavi was quoted saying that, seeing that they are currently sitting pretty at the top of La Liga, if they can go on and just get the team right here, if they can go on and win La Liga, and considering that they've won the Super Cup, that this will be a successful season. Those are Xavi's words. Now, in my opinion, I agree, but not just because of those two reasons, of those two trophies. I believe this is a successful season for Barcelona because what this season is, it's a build-up. Barcelona, as we all know, pretty much when Messi left, etc., they entered a new era, a new time where they aren't the elite Barcelona we used to think. I mean, look, when Messi was there, they were never the elite Barcelona, but he was somewhat keeping them afloat, keeping them around. Where they could possibly have instances where they challenge for the Champions League. That year against Liverpool, Roma, they kind of fell short, but they were there in and around. And when Messi kind of left, they entered a new era where it's a bunch of youngsters that need direction, need a pathway, a path to progression. And under Koeman, it was just going terribly. Xavi comes in, and I think he's done a good job. I look at these players before him, and I think they're new men now with him. They're all much better. They've all improved insanely. I think the defense is gradually insanely improved. And I think as a whole, what I've seen from Barcelona, seeing that their aim should be to progress to a level where, as they continue to progress season after season, they can then once again go back to challenging for Champions Leagues every year. Be one of the two best sides in world football, which is what they were for so long. And I'm seeing hints of that, where if these players continue to progress, if Xavi himself continues to improve these players, they can get to a level where maybe they can return to the Barcelona of old, the Barcelona elite that I've known for most of my life. So in that case, not take away the trophies, I still think this is somewhat of a successful season because there's progression in the side. There's something to be hopeful for in the future. Now, let's actually move on to La Liga. Real Madrid, we're staying in Spain, but we're staying in Real Madrid. But after their thrashing of Barcelona, you think now maybe they could start some sort of a title charge onto Barcelona and take some leaps and kind of get on their heels. They failed to do so. Great game, unbelievable game. I watched the game. It was a fantastic football match. Villarreal coming up, beating Real Madrid 3-2 at the Bernabeu. Seemingly, they don't really like the Bernabeu, Real Madrid. It's a great win for Villarreal, and honestly devastating. And probably the nail in the coffin for Real Madrid. So La Liga is currently looking at with Barcelona have a game in hand, yet they currently sit 12 points clear of Real Madrid. And essentially we have around 10 games left. So I think it's safe to say that even before the Villarreal loss, with Barcelona playing Girona today and that being surely a comfortable win, you'd have to imagine that it's kind of wrapped up for La Liga. Barcelona will take La Liga, I assume, and that's great for them. For Real Madrid, they've never I thought they started the season very well in La Liga, and we were seeing something special maybe from Ancelotti. I think at one point they were like 10 games in without a loss, and they looked like playing absolutely fantastic football and improving from what they were last year. But their consistency has just not been there. All of them at Real Madrid, the lack of transfers, the lack of fresh legs in that squad, it's hurt them in the league. When it comes to knockout competitions, yes, it's fine because it's just 1-2 games. But in the league, when it's 38, you need new personnel, you need something fresh, and they didn't provide for Ancelotti in the windows. And I think they are where they are. They belong to be second. But for Real Madrid, let's be real, it's not over. There's so much opportunity here. We all know how formidable they are in the Champions League. There's this aura around them, this belief around the squad to always pull through in the Champions League. Now it's going to be tough, but if they go on to win the Copa del Rey and the Champions League, well, then they once again trump Barcelona. Even though they're so far behind in the league, they can trump Barcelona once again if they win the Champions League. Just the Copa del Rey? No, they can't. But if it's the Copa del Rey and the Champions League final, still no, you have to win the trophy. But it's always a battle between those two sides on who has the battle between Real Madrid and Barcelona doesn't end with their fixtures against each other. No, it ends with who wins the trophies, the bare trophies of the season. And we'll see how it unfolds. It's great football in Spain, and Real Madrid struggling, but they can pull through in the Champions League, as we all know. And Barcelona, I still think they've had a successful season. I know that other people are kind of bantering them, but I think Xavi and the lads are on a good path here. Let's move on to the Premiership. So this is normally a game I wouldn't cover. It's a ton of top 4 race. There are other things to talk about, but I'm going to talk about specifically the refereeing performance in this game. You can see this. It's become a headline. I never watched this game. I couldn't. I wasn't able to. But I got the report. I learned about what happened, and essentially what happened was maybe the worst refereeing performance in the history of my life. Just the history of football, maybe. It was kind of insane. Decision after decision, going handballs, red cards, penalties, all of it. Just every single little thing was flooded against Brighton. And what's the worst is that this team 100% deserved to win. Brighton were fantastic. The report, they were miles better, and I really think they got screwed over here. This right here, this result is purely because of the refereeing performance. The referees got in the way. They got in Brighton's way and obstructed justice of those decisions. And essentially, because of those decisions, their influence on the game turned it around, and it's a Tottenham 2-1 win. It's wrong, and I want to talk about essentially as a whole my opinions on the VAR on referees. Look, before VAR, we kind of gave the referees a bit of leeway because they never had instant replay like we did. We can look at a penalty and say, oh, that's obviously a penalty, but we have the benefit of slow motion. Now, since VAR has come in, VAR for me is good. It's a good thing. All VAR is that they can check replays. That's all it is. That's just simply as that. They can recheck their decisions. Okay, that's all that VAR is. And even with that, more often than what should be allowed, they continuously get decisions wrong, to the point where they are dictating games. They are swaying games one way or another. And with that being the case, if I am the head of the Premiership, head of the FA, head of football, I'm doing a reform. These referees, look, it sucks to say they should be fired, maybe not, but they need to at least be trained once again. They need to improve. They must. This is a top 4 race right here. Both teams are going for Europe. This is an important match. It's a 6-pointer. It's a key match in the league at this stage of the season. And the referees just handed the win to Tottenham. That is not an understatement. They handed the win to Tottenham on a plate. And they need to do better. And here's the thing, they won't. They won't. I believe they apologized to Brighton, but what's that going to do? These referees are not good enough. Simply put, that's why I just want to end it there with this discussion. They're not good enough. All of them. For goodness sake, it's not hard. Okay, I'm sorry, it really is. I have no sympathy. It's not hard. You are in your studios. You have a computer in front of you with a screen. Look at it. I think it's also, they don't want to overturn decisions because it undermines their colleagues, the referees. I think that's also, I think that's a part of it. So I've got to say, just if I'm the head of this association, I'm reforming. I'm training these guys again or getting new ones. It's not good enough at all, and they really need to take steps to improve. They won't, but they should. Moving on. To the Premier League title race. Now, I already made a video about essentially the Premier League title race yesterday and about this performance. I was a bit emotional. My thoughts essentially at the time was I was very disappointed in Arsenal because I thought to myself, that is not how champions play football. You don't go 2-0 up. A 2-0 dominant performance, by the way, dominant, just destroying them, and then you crumble and fall to 2-2, and essentially by the end of the game, hanging by your teeth. Should have lost, Arsenal. If it wasn't for Ramsdale, they would have lost. That is not what champions do. Champions win against a team like Liverpool, who, yes, it's Liverpool. The name Liverpool is prestige, but to be honest, I don't think they didn't play well. I thought they were very open. I thought they could easily have been. I understand it's Anfield and it's the crowd, but City win this game. City, the way City have been playing the past for the past 2 months, City win this game. Champions win this game, and Arsenal failed. And I ended that video saying that I think City are now in the driving position. They just beat Southampton 4-1. Kind of, their last 2 months have been just fantastic football, and I stick by that. I feel the same way today. City for me are the favourites for the title. Just to recap, Arsenal 6 points clear, but City with a game in hand. Yeah, look, I think they'll win. I think City will take the lead from here. I saw enough against Liverpool to suggest that Arsenal probably just about aren't ready. The fixtures remaining, it's tougher for Arsenal than City left. Now, City have more games because of the Champions League and FA Cup. But just looking at the fixtures alone and seeing that this team has been here before, Arsenal's fixtures are much harder, and I think they'll drop points again. And I think City will be there to capitalize. It sucks to say that. I hate saying that. I am an Arsenal fan, for those that don't know. More than anything, I want us to win, but I can't lie to myself. I have to be as unbiased as I can. I don't think we will. And I think that Liverpool game was just glaring. Alright, moving on to the Champions League. Now, it's not what happened this past week, it's what's coming in this next week. The Champions League is in fact back. You can see right here, we have on Tuesday, tomorrow in fact, Benfica, Inter Milan at Benfica, Bayern Munich at Manchester City, great game there, holy crap. Napoli at the San Siro, AC Milan, and Chelsea at the Bernabeu against Real Madrid. We're here. I mean, I love this time of the year. I love this knockout football. We're here now, quarterfinals. On Tuesday, I think we can all agree we're probably all going to be watching City vs Bayern. No offense to Benfica and Inter Milan, but my quick predictions. Look, it's a tough one. I don't even remember who I went for earlier this month when I made my predictions. I think it was City, and I think I'm sticking by that. Yeah, I think I'm sticking by that. Predictions real quick. I'm going for Benfica to beat Inter Milan 2-1. Second game, City vs Bayern Munich. I'm going for a City 2-0 win against Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich. The thing with Bayern Munich, I think when they beat PSG, a lot of people thought, "Oh wow, these guys are for real. They're serious. They're back. They can challenge." But I think people need to understand just how poorly managed, how just poor in general that PSG team is, and to understand it's not a big deal to beat that team. I think City are taking this. I'm saying 2-0 City. I just think they're just much better in kind of every single way. Their midfield can clash, but the defense is too. But I think the forward line is just much more proficient at City. Choupo-Moting is just not good enough for Bayern Munich. The striker role, the hole left by Lewandowski has not been filled, and it wasn't an issue against PSG. It will be, I think, against City. I'm going for City there. So an interesting one right here: AC Milan vs Napoli. So if you don't know, these two teams just played each other very recently, a few weeks ago, and it was at the San Siro. It was the same stadium, both teams using essentially the full teams. Napoli were without Osimhen, but only Osimhen just there, and AC Milan won 4-0 very recently. So this is interesting. Well, this fixture was drawn. I think most people said, yeah, Napoli will take this. Seeing how they're flying in the league, they will take this and they'll push through. But it's spicy now. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how Napoli respond. Yes, they were without Osimhen, who has been one of their two best players. But how was Osimhen going to stop 4 goals? So that's still an issue for Napoli. I'm sure he'll score a few goals, but how's he going to stop 4 goals? So that's interesting, and I'm really excited for that one. But the last one, the one I'll be watching probably, I mean, I'll put both. I'll try to get 2 screens, but Real Madrid against Chelsea FC. I don't know what to say about this one. A part of me, like, my brain screams Real Madrid to win this game. I think they just generally are a much better team this season, and it's at the Bernabeu, and it's Real Madrid and the Champions League. This game, it's screaming for Real Madrid to win, but it's knockout football. You never know what can happen. The best team does not. In knockout football, what we need to understand, the best team does not always win. In fact, I'd say 70% of the time the best team wins. 30% no. That's a lot. 30% is a lot for the underdogs to come out on top, and I think that's what happens in knockout football. You never know what can happen. It's 2 games. So whilst I am all in on Real Madrid, I do think they will put away Chelsea. I would not be surprised if Chelsea reignite their season in some fashion and pull through and get something out of the bag against Real Madrid. But the thing is, even with that, even if they were to scrape a draw or a win, we all know how Real Madrid are when it comes to having their backs against the wall. This specific team, this squad of players seemingly always respond to having their backs against the wall. So it's scary, but it's never ever over for Chelsea. But what I think Chelsea need to do in this fixture, I think they need a win. I think if they draw, I think Real Madrid will kind of get themselves together and get the win at Stamford Bridge. I think a win is what Chelsea needs. A draw maybe that could work, but I just think personally, seeing this Real Madrid's team's belief in their comebacks, which why wouldn't they? They've made so many comebacks in the past 2 years. Okay, this Real Madrid team could be 3-0 down with 5 minutes to go and still believe they'd win. That is what's happened. That's what's been built at this club recently. So I think they need to have a win. Even then it won't be enough, but if they go to Stamford Bridge with a draw, I don't think they'll come out on top. But yeah, that's my thoughts, and that's the Champions League. I mean, just the first rounds, we'll see how it unfolds. I have to say, kind of my honest opinion, the Champions League this year isn't really of high quality. It hasn't really been for some time, really, the Champions League. Best team here is Man City, but There are some glaring misses, but you know, it is what it is. Football is, I think, just in a recovering state right now. Hopefully, it will get back to its top form that it was in most of my life. And that is the weekly roundup, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think. There's certain questions I want to talk to you about. First of all, is Barcelona. How do you think their progression is? You know, I personally believe it's been a good season. You know, and they take La Liga, it's a much better season. I think they've progressed well. The young players have gone better. Javi is getting better, I think. And with a La Liga title, it's good. I think it's good for them. Also, one other thing, the referee situation at Brighton. What's your opinion on that? I mean, it's just a joke. It's terrible to say for someone to get fired. And I'm not saying get fired. Firstly, I'm saying train them again. Sorry about that. Train them again. Because they need it. And finally, on the title race, I want to know what you guys think about that. I personally think, just to sum up once again, I think City will take it. I think after that Liverpool game, it's now in City's hands again. I think City will take the title. And it pains me, it kills me to say that, but I personally do think that. So let me know what you guys think down below, as well as the Champions League fixtures. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please leave a like. If you want to keep up to date with all my other videos, please subscribe for more. You can follow me on my socials at the Maestro Style. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please, of course, as always, take care of yourselves and have a great day.